Hey, travelers, back in the backyard, and Troy's here again. And as you can hear,
feels good to be here, honestly.
Yeah.
It's been a whirlwind 2 weeks, and
yeah,
I don't want to be doing things anymore.
it's nice to have you distanced, but still here.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you can hear, the neighbors are out.
They're building some over there.
I don't know, sanding or something?
Yeah.
I'm
This
not sure.
definitely isn't a backlot of a Hollywood studio, just in case you thought it was. Like,
Man, we don't have the money for that.
Yeah, this isn't like Mr. Rogers. We didn't build a fake neighborhood.
Not even close.
What if we spent all of our money building a fake Mr. Rogers type neighborhood just for this?
We'd run out of money before we even got. I don't even know that we could build Mr. Rogers' door. We might have the money to go get like a sweater and some shoes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think we could go to Goodwill for that. So I think we could do that.
We're on the Mr. Rogers Goodwill budget.
Most certainly.
Well, that being said, I did do some taproom traveling, or at least got beers from other places and brought them back. So we got those to drink. And Landon, what do you got over there?
I've got a bottle I've been sitting on for 3 years.
Ooh.
And I took the wax off, and I see the bottle cap, and I'm like, I think now is the time.
We've had this before?
Yes. But we had it when it was brand new. We had it when it was straight off the line. I bought two bottles.
Why don't you read it out to us?
Okay, it is a Russian Imperial Stout aged in Laphroaig Scotch barrels.
And that's from
That is from Dangerous Man. It's from 2017. I don't believe they've made it since. Otherwise, I would have bought several more bottles.
Well, should we start or end with that guy?
I think we should end with it because I don't even know what is the ABV on it.
That's a game changer. It sounds
that's
like
10.8.
Okay,
seems light.
I was visiting the in-laws or the family in-laws.
Yep.
All of them, not just the parents, but the siblings.
Yep.
And they brought me a bunch of beers back from the East Coast. And with those East Coast beers, I figured we could try them because, as much as we like to think that we have the most sophisticated palates of anyone drinking beer in Wisconsin, which I'm pretty sure we do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'll fight you. And but we do have biases. Obviously, I work in the industry, so it's impossible for me not to be biased about some stuff.
Yeah,
it's impossible. Full disclosure. And just doing this, there's breweries we're attached to, if nothing else, because we had really good times there. And,
yep.
And we like them, and we know their stories, so we're more maybe. We might like a beer there that most people are like, we don't get that,
Right.
So that being said, here's two breweries we've never heard of. We've never had a beer from. They are complete blank slates.
Believe it or not, there are probably hundreds and hundreds of breweries that we've never heard of and never had beer from.
Yeah, 1,000 plus. And we would love to sample them. And normally I would do at least 5 minutes of research before each episode, the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Not doing that. So we're going back old school where we do nothing before.
Those were the good days. Those were the good old days where we did absolutely no research whatsoever. And I think people liked it.
Yeah.
I think so.
So we're kind of going back to that, and that's just because I don't want to do any research.
At least one of the beers that we're going to have this week is from a brewery
that
that we know of,
and
that we've researched, that we've done an episode at, that all good things. East Coast beers. If it's not Dogfish Head and it's not Sam Adams and it's not, chances are I don't know anything about
Southern Tier.
Yeah, Southern Tier.
No, I lived in Pittsburgh for a spell, so I'm acquainted to a decent amount of their breweries. But in the 6 years I've been gone, just look at any other market and how much beer industry has exploded there. So I think it's safe to say these breweries are probably even a thing when I lived in the East.
So
I'll let you read the can. You're a better reader
this
than
is
me.
actually, believe it or not, this is actually a take on a song.
Oh.
So the beer's called Werewolves of Cambridge from Lamplighter Brewing in Cambridge, Massachusetts. What take on a song is that, do you think?
I was going to say American Werewolves in Paris.
No, it'd be Werewolves of London by Mr. Warren Zevon.
I was somewhat close-ish.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, there isn't a lot going on up here other than music.
Whereas I have no music. That's why I make
That's why you know all the presidents. I don't know.
Yeah, I
could tell
name
you.
a year.
I could tell you George Washington. After that, it gets a little fuzzy.
Name a year. I got it.
I'm sure. Yeah. 1810.
1810. That's an easy one. That's James Madison.
Absolutely, James Madison. Yep.
Yeah, he was the fourth founding father to be president. Father of the Constitution. Our capital's named after him.
See, and that is what your brain
that's-
says I need to remember.
Now,
My brain says there ain't no way in hell I'm going to remember any of that.
Is there a song about him? I would have no idea.
So, yeah, I'd remember it. Yeah, there's no song about James Madison that I care to listen to anyway.
Oh, no. Poor James. 2-term president. Anyways.
So this is a porter, yes?
Mm-hmm. No, I got a lot of IPAs, but I figured we'd do not the IPAs just because it is a little cooler out today. And
It is. Yeah, we've had 80-degree weather for almost a month
I'm a little
now, it seems.
IPA'd out if I drank a lot of them over the last
A little
weekend.
IPA fatigue?
Yeah, I need a little not IPA in my life. So anyways, porter.
Really, on the first sniff, you can tell it's a porter.
Yeah.
It's got that roasty, nutty.
It's like right on point. It's like if there's like a good base porter in like northern porter for us, I would say.
Yep.
Smell that. That's what this smells like, and it's hitting my taste buds in all the right spots too.
It's easy drinking.
It's got a nice complexity to it, though.
Yeah, it does.
Especially in the finish. The finish gets real interesting, almost like a tobacco-y vibe there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Get a little of that leathery, tobacco-y type, but not much.
Yeah.
I mean, not like overkill.
Yeah.
It's just well done.
Oh, maybe it's just because it's been a long day at work, but this is tasting fantastic.
Yeah. You don't see a lot of people just making a regular porter anymore.
It's almost like we've gotten so weird. Every brewery has to try to outdo each other. That when you get just a regular beer, that like a regular porter, and it's just like, oh yeah,
just make something good. I would say if anybody was going to ask me, and they were starting a brewery, which why the hell would you do that right now? But and some people are.
Now let's see
if they were going to say, what should we start out with? Like, should we just really go crazy? And I'd say no.
Get your basics down.
Yeah,
I've said this.
Just do something well.
If you are sad enough human and you want to go back and rewatch all these episodes and find it, you probably heard me say a couple times, if you go to a brewery, get a pale ale.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be all sorts of crazy stuff. You don't have to get a big glass. A lot of times if you can get a half glass, that's kind of nice. Get a pale ale, because if a brewery can make you can tell a lot about what that brewery is going to be like through their pale ale, their porters. Like, how do you do the basics,
Yep.
How do you, before you start adding coffee and cocoa
and that's even if they offer a pale ale.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been so many breweries I've been to recently that.
Yeah,
and I say recently within the last year,
and I think of like a brewery, Indeed. I don't know why Indeed popped in my head, but Indeed pops in my head. Like they make the head tripper.
Heady Topper?
No,
that's not that one.
No, yeah, it's Head Tripper, right?
Day Tripper?
Day Tripper pale ale.
Also another song.
It's just like a oh, really?
Yeah, the Beatles.
Oh,
yeah.
I listened to some Beatles. Anyways, it was that movie yesterday. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But anyways, but I like to go there and just get that pale ale. It's a simple beer, but you're in this cool brewery. You're just drinking this like nice hoppy beer, and it's still, beer 20 years ago when you first that was pale ale.
Right.
So it's just kind of nice to really relive those moments, and that's.
Summit makes a nice pale ale too.
EPA.
Yeah.
I would say EPA is an undefinable beer from Summit. Like you can't put that beer in a category. It's so unique and special. And
you say EPA to a lot of beer drinkers though, and they go, "Oh, I don't like English beers. I don't."
Yeah, it's like, well, it's not even an English beer. It's so uniquely not anything. I could talk about EPA.
They don't like anything that's simplistic. I mean, we've gone past that now, where you need to put marshmallow and cherries and yeah.
That being said, you want to have a freezing peanut butter stout.
As we're pontificating about how great it is to have a simple beer, and then hey, you want some peanut butter?
Want some peanut butter in a can?
Yeah.
When's the last time you had diabetes? Overall, Lamplighter, you guys did a great job. If this episode ever finds its way to you, nice job on that.
Yeah, and way to pay tribute to Warren Zevon, man.
Whoever that is,
exactly.
I don't get it. Yeah.
Well, didn't you see the Werewolf has headphones on?
They can make a John Adams beer. We could talk about that for a spell.
John Adams?
Yeah, he's
yeah.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
John Quincy Adams. Kennedy.
You're boring everybody now.
John Quincy Adams is one of the most interesting men in political history.
I look forward to reading about him when I retire, and I have nothing better to do with my life.
He died on the Congress floor giving a speech.
Now that you say that, I'm surprised that hasn't happened more often.
Just people dying of boredom. That was a terrible pour.
Peeling off.
Every once in a while I got to pour a bad beer for you guys just to show you what not to do. Also, these are a smidgen warm. They weren't on his ice as long as I'd hoped today. And if you're actually, that's a good time to talk about it. If you have a beer that's constantly foaming when you pour it, it might be your overall pouring technique, but it also might be because your beer is a little too warm. That's one of the main reasons why beer foams.
Yeah.
That or your glasses are dirty.
Sure.
So this beer is a little on the warmer side. So I'm not saying that. I mean, I was also a bad pour, but it's just bad.
Way to
bad.
go. Jeez.
Yeah. 2 negatives do not make a positive in this situation.
They never do.
Yeah. Only in math.
You get a lot of that peanut butter on the nose.
Wow. That's actually a pretty good peanut butter beer, though. It's not over the top sweet. You get that initial hit of peanut butter.
And it's a peanut butter stout.
Yeah.
Not a porter.
And then that kind of fades away until just a nice, smooth finish.
Yeah.
I say this. A lot of times you get hit was that back sugar. You just get.
Right.
It's like sugar dragging your.
I always compare and it's not right to do, but I always compare every peanut butter beer to Dangerous Man's peanut butter porter,
by sheer
which is
volume.
It's not fair.
Yeah,
it's not fair.
How many peanut butter stouts have you and your wife drank from Dangerous Man?
Well, porters
or whatever.
Yeah, several. We're gonna go there next. Yeah, they still do crawlers to go. The tap room's not open yet.
No, I suppose.
So I think we're gonna stop by there and pick some up. We haven't had any in a while, so.
No, that's fantastic though. And this, by the way, is from Widowmaker Brewing.
Widowmaker, yeah.
Braintree, Massachusetts. That's where John Adams is from.
Oh my gosh!
Braintree is where Stony Hill, his farm existed.
That's amazing.
The second president, first vice president.
You're giving everybody so much information that they don't even care about.
I just want to make up for all those.
You know what? I'm gonna laugh if there's actually somebody out there that loves the United States presidents as much as you do.
Just love America, I know, Landon.
Just love America. You're true patriot.
I'm too patriotic.
Yeah.
Braintree, though, that's cool. That's a cool spot, and this is a good beer. I would say in a world of peanut butter, so for us in the Midwest, Dangerous Man obviously was the first peanut butter beer, peanut butter porter
that we had anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, and since then there's been kind of a micro explosion. I won't say there's a ton, but there's definitely more out there.
I would say the ones that are doing it well, it's a big seller for them. There's.
But we've also now it's like anything. There's just not one pale ale. There's just not one kind of pilsner. So now there's different kinds of peanut butter beers. And I would say there's ones that are definitely sweeter than other ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot more sugar, and I would say this is not one of those.
And I can say that we're probably the type of people, and there are people that love the more sugar, the better.
Go get it. There's people that put sugar in their cereal.
I don't get that. We are the that's why you get Lucky Charms.
It's like it's already in there.
It's already in there. Those marshmallows, that's plenty of sugar
Frosted
for me.
Flakes are literally frosted in sugar.
Yeah. You don't have to put more on there.
No more required.
That's right. And that's the way I like my beer. No more sugar required.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, and for those of you that love those supery sugar beers, have them. I'll give you what I got. And I don't have any, but if I ever come onto some, But it's a good one.
It's actually a little bit on the dry on the finish, actually. Now that I'm kind of like diving into it.
When you let it sit for a while?
Yeah. A little dry on the finish. I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably a top 5 peanut butter beer I've had.
Yeah?
Yeah. I put in the top 5. Widowmaker. Good job, guys.
Widowmaker.
I know nothing about you guys. I know nothing. I like Braintree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just like where they are.
Yeah, I like where you are, if nothing else.
Way to be the home of John Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job.
Nailing it.
Nailing it. All right, we're going to open this bad boy up.
Time for the
and then we can talk a little bit about places that are open around here. And I took a little trip as well.
Oh yeah,
although we're not drinking any of it.
No.
Hold on a second.
You want a journey? Yeah. We went. I was in Pittsburgh, but we didn't go to any breweries, just because situation being what it is. So we just kind of hung out at the pool and drank a ton of IPAs from Boston area breweries. So to all those Boston breweries, thank you for the IPAs. They were well received. Dorchester Brewing, in particular, that's one I can remember. I'm just trying to fill that air here. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. You think I would be better at it, but this is what happens when Troy comes right off of the sales route. I'm a little talked out.
I don't blame you at all, and that can happen. So before we dive into this, and the nose on it, that hasn't worn out at all.
Yeah, it reminds me. I've been you mentioning it earlier though. I remember this being a very like.
It was hot. It was hot when
but
it came out.
But it also tastes straight up like a nice roasty Scotch.
But when you love Scotch, that's okay.
It was like an okay hot.
Yeah. It was something I was okay with. It's still got that nose on it.
It's got like a raw Scotch smell to it.
Pure Scotch.
Like this is the when you're at a distillery and they give you like early clippings, and like this has only been aged for a year, and you're like, ooh.
Whoa, that's got an interesting taste to it.
I'm scared.
You were talking about the tobacco flavor. That's pretty much what I'm tasting.
Oh yeah. Oh, roasted tobacco. Yeah. Okay, can I just tee it up for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dangerous Man has the ability to infuse so much flavor in a goddamn glass.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's unbelievable.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't think I've had a beer from them that I couldn't spend 15 minutes just talking about.
Right.
So just like if you hate the sound of my voice, now is definitely a good time to turn this off because
I saw, and who knows where I was looking on the internet, and we've all gone down that rabbit hole. Somebody was complaining about the fact that Dangerous Man doesn't distribute, and I wanted to just tear him a new one, but I knew it wasn't really worth my time. So if you've heard us talk about Dangerous Man before, they don't distribute, that you have to go to their place and get their beer.
Yeah, there's so
much. That's part of the beauty of it.
Yeah, they are geniuses. Like this is smoky, and you got like a rich tobacco smoke. You get like a creaminess,
and then you let it sit, and it's real smoky,
like the smoky finish. Like
yeah.
When you're drinking it, you don't get that much smoke. You get a tobacco flavor for sure, but not the smoke. But in the aftermath, you just get this like rich roll of like almost like a cigar through your mouth, and you get like just all of the Scotch flavors you want with none of the ones you don't.
But like a really well done cigar.
Oh yeah. It's like you're smoking a cigar with a nice glass of Scotch.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Oh my God. I hate how good at this they are.
Why didn't I buy 6 bottles? I don't know. But I can tell you this, the next time they put it out, if they put it out again, and I pray that they put it out again, I will be the first in line. I'll go
spend. At all.
No, it's not hot.
Yeah,
it smells hot.
All of the heat is gone.
It smells hot.
Yeah, it smells like raw whiskey.
Yeah.
Like white whiskey almost.
But it's not.
Not zero.
I wish that I could share this with all of you, because I know our loyal fan base that watch every week would appreciate it. So,
oh yeah, no guys, this is a fantastic beer. What's the ABV on this thing?
11 something.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
What time in the day is it?
I mean, it's late enough. It's late enough.
Definitely not a good day to not eat lunch.
Right. So I'll wrap up. I took a little trip over to Somerset, Wisconsin, to Oliphant, and we've talked about Oliphant just about as much as we've talked about Dangerous Man.
If nothing else, because I think the Oliphant guys worked at Dangerous Man, right?
They did. Well, one of them did.
Yeah.
So anyway, for those of you that are being very cautious about going out, and I commend you for that, that is a place that you can go and feel good about. Not, all they have is outdoor seating. When you go inside, everybody's wearing a mask, so you just place your order, wear a mask or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you go outside, and the beer that they have is, and I'm not you all know, and I'm not an IPA drinker, but the cans that I got to go, of course, were not IPAs because I don't want to waste my money. But they did have, if you buy 3 crowlers, you get a free pint. Oh. So I thought, well, I'll stay for one. And they had one called Zwub Zwub, because that's what Oliphant does, the weird names.
What makes me happy is that the Oliphant guys graduated high school the same year I did.
Right.
So it's like
you feel good about
all
yourself.
All of your references, I 100%
get.
They're Kamehameha Pale Ale.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
So, fantastic beer. But anyway, you can feel good about going there, and then we'll probably have some of their beers in future episodes. Anyway, we need to wrap her up. So make sure you subscribe here, and check out all of the social medias and all that good stuff, and tell your friends and family. And we got something special brewing up next week, so make sure you check us out then too. From all of us at Taproom Travelers, we will see you. Prost!
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, you can click down below where there's some more episodes for you to watch. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on episodes that you do watch. We hope to see you next time.